Oh god, I really hope this is working. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I'm praying to God right now. Computer just suddenly explode. Authenticator. Ah! Hold on, hold on, hold on. Word. I pr- Oh sweet Jesus. I just love logging onto the Twitch mobile app and just seeing someone twerk. Oh, I love this. Me 1 second to load up my dashboard just so that I can keep an eye on the Twitch side. Okay. Yeah, we are all set. Welcome, everyone. Today is a very special day as it marks the first episode, little podcast that started. Um, I've never done a podcast, and I'm being like super professional about this and everything. So much so that I built an entirely different recording setup and like thing that's slightly more not as echoey, I hope at least. Um so hello, welcome to the first episode of the Console Confessions podcast. For all of my lovely are watching on YouTube, hello. Uh you guys get exclusive access, I guess, to video format, so you guys will get that. But for all my audio listeners, hello, welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Cyber. I am a variety V match play whatever the fuck I want. This is the first time, like I said, I've done anything kind of like this, and I'm a little nervous. Uh, which is kind of funny because I've been live streaming now for almost 3 years. Literally, like or December, which is a scary thought to think in and of itself. But um, I I've tried this sort of setup before and it never worked. And I've had recent motivation by wanting to do videos and other like shorter content segment clips talking about the overall gaming and tech industry that I decided that I was going to renew this intention. Uh, and no, I I wanted this to be something that like everyone could watch. And unfortunately, because I have such a large viewership, it's kind of hard to like pick a really good streaming time. I'm really hoping that this time works out for everyone, but I can tell you right now, I did not want to wake up at 5 o'clock this morning to rush to get this all completed because, fun fact, I was still setting this shit up like 5 minutes before stream went live because I needed to make sure that we didn't have another audio issue like we did yesterday. For those who didn't watch yesterday's stream, uh, I fucked up with the audio and nobody could hear me for however long. I'm looking on Twitch right now on my creator dashboard and there's no video and I don't know why. Um that's not good. Not sure why this isn't working. It's I can see it's working more than fine on YouTube. Um okay then. This is why I love stream, which is just one of the best platforms ever. It totally doesn't break. Well, I'm glad that this is happening on a stream where don't really need video. Sorry, Twitch viewers, but you get screwed today, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they're not playing. Uh, okay. Before we get into the stream slash the talk show, let me quickly try and fix. Maybe this is what you is. This doesn't work. I apologize. Nothing else I can try. Okay. So before we switch over, I'm just going to put a quick disclaimer out. This computer that I'm using for the stream today is not super powerful. See some lag. You might see some stuttering. I apologize. We're going to be fixing that over the coming weeks. My intention is kind of to treat this as like a soft launch. Why am I continuing? I keep getting notifications that like I'm going live, but I'm not dropping frames, so I don't know what the issue is. um, we're kind of treating this as a soft launch because I'm still working out the bugs, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. So if you are watching this live and you want um comments down in the description or in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. But today we have up on the docket. I'll pull it up real quick. I have everything bookmarked because I did not want to have a billion tabs open because I don't have a lot of RAM on this computer to have a whole bunch of tabs open on my computer. But we have some interesting news coming out of the Xbox company in regards to the future of the business, as well as a cool, interesting 3D print from Pizza Hut places. On top of that, we have interesting news coming from Amazon of all companies over a new website that they've launched to compete against Temu. This would be like the cool moment when like I have like a ooh do 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 console confessions podcast. Thank you for watching. Hey, whoever. Um, unfortunately, today's episode isn't sponsored, but I am working on a sponsorship for next week's episode. Um, so we will get into which scene so that I can bring up the first article. You guys have any thoughts or opinions? I do encourage you to chat away. Give me your thoughts on some of the topics that we're going to be covering. Um, Here we have directly from Microsoft something that kind of hits home. Um, for those who don't know, the Microsoft Corporation or the Xbox Corporation, the Xbox company has been in a difficult position for the last couple of years. And really, it goes all the way back to um, the Xbox 360. Um, the Xbox 360 was probably the best Xbox for the corporation as a whole because it was up until Red Ring of Death fiasco, probably their best selling Xbox and best profit for the company. And unfortunately, their ex CEO that they had brought in during the launch of the Xbox One kind of destroyed the company. And still to this day, they are trying to recover. But for the last couple of years, the Xbox company has been moving in a direction kind of treating Xbox instead of a console that you plug into um, like your TV, more of a service, which is kind of frustrating because it's taking away what we as consumers know as the Xbox. What do I mean by that? This article was posted on November 14th, 2024, which I'm reading this 2 days ago. So on Thursday. This is an Xbox. At Xbox, we're building a future defined by player choice, where people can play their favorite games, discover new adventures, and connect with friends whenever and however they play. We also believe that gaming should be easy to access and available for everyone. So whether you have an Xbox console, play on PC with Samsung Smart TVs, handhelds, mobile phones, Amazon Fire TV, or a MetaQuest headset with Game Pass Ultimate, you can play Xbox. In fact, you're probably reading this on an Xbox enabled device that can be powered on with the help of cloud gaming or the Xbox app for PC. And that's the inspiration for the new This Is Xbox campaign. And this kind of just became a meme um, when it first came out because for people who are in the X sphere or kind of just aware of where just kind of familiar with where the Xbox brand is going. You've kind of seen the writing on the wall now for a while because here we go. This is what I this kind of speaks volumes for what the Xbox brand kind of wants to move at moving forward. Because instead of just having like an Xbox Series console or an Xbox One plugged into your TV, they kind of want the Xbox to be kind of like a live service game almost, where you can just go to a website and play an Xbox game, which is cool. And I am all for one with cloud gaming, but it kind of defeats the purpose of owning an Xbox. And what do I mean? Well, in this little marketing campaign thing that they have this is an Xbox with an Xbox Series X. This is an Xbox for your lap. This is an Xbox that tags along. This is a cat box. And you see they're kind of making fun of how many times you're going to be saying box in the next 5 minutes. This is an Xbox that goes on the wall, which, fun fact, if you have a TV, you can just mount it with a Series X. So I don't like how they frame that, but whatever. This is an Xbox that makes calls with it's a Z Fold 6, unironically. This is a bento box. This is an Xbox on the inside. This is an Xbox that you wear. This is still an Xbox. This is kind of where Xbox is wanting to take the brand moving forward. And it's understandable. Let's be honest, this generation has kind of been a letdown from pretty much every perspective. Um, we've had more games going to PC in the last for almost 5 years now. Um, we've had the Xbox Series consoles and the PlayStation 5 for about 4 or 5 years now, and every single console has had games going to PC, whether it's the Xbox and their day and date launches on PC, or if you're a PlayStation and your games are launching, we're from a year after launch. Spider-Man PS5 or Spider-Man 2 for PS5 came out sometime last year in September, and it's coming to PC. And that was like the last big exclusive that Sony had that wasn't on PC. Um, the writing's kind of been on the wall with how they've been pushing Game Pass Ultimate and the cloud infrastructure. For those who don't know, Xbox is launching a feature slowly right now, but it is coming out in the future where you will be able to buy whatever game you want and stream it through the cloud. And I am totally a component of cloud streaming. I love the idea to go in and just play my game and not have to worry about installing updates or installing the game to a hard drive. If we're going to move to a digital only ecosystem, I want it to be cloud game. And I know that that's going to be a really divisive or defensive statement to make, but ultimately we stand to benefit if it's cloud gaming because you can just go back to what gaming was always supposed to be and have a game that you uh, just buy or not even buy, rent because California has changed the law. We're not buying games, we're buying licenses now. But you used to just be able to buy a game, play it. And ever since the seventh generation with the 360 and the PS3, that's really changed. Because now you've had to think about the Wii wasn't as big of a deal with this as the Xbox and PlayStation. The PlayStation 3, because it used Blu ray discs and the disc could not be read fast enough to play directly off of the disc, you had to install every single PlayStation 3 game to the hard drive. And while Xbox allowed you to do that, it wasn't a requirement. You could just go in and, like, hey, I want to play the game, put the game in, and play it. But both had updates you would have to worry about installing, which for someone who loves game preservation really sucks. But it's writing on the wall, and it's part of the reason why I encourage people to still go physical if they can. I still am a big component, and I buy games physically whenever I can. Sometimes, obviously, you want a game real bad and you can't find it cheap used to buy it digitally. I get it. But I really have to think long term how well this will work for the company, only from the standpoint that when you're going out and you're buying these licenses, think of earlier this year, Ubisoft took The Crew offline. They removed it physically. They'd bought it digitally. This was across Xbox, PlayStation, and the PC launch. Um, it's it's not a good thing when you go all digital with an industry that is notorious for not giving a flying shit about your rights as a consumer. If you're going out and if you're spending $60 on a game, you're spending a lot of money. It's not like it's a movie where it's like $5 to rent it. You're spending 60, 70, sometimes $80 or more to get access to a game. You might want to replay that game in a year or 2 years or whatever. And if you can't access that game because, oh, company went out of business, you've just wasted money because now you can't access the thing that you put your money into. And this is why I get frustrated with developers who say Ubisoft is a big one because I know that they said it recently how, oh, consumers just have to get used to, games as a service, and they're never going to own their games. And I'm just like, no, no. Here's the thing: if physical gaming goes away, which it very well, but with this campaign from Microsoft and with the PlayStation 5 Pro launching last week now, with there not being a physical option out of the door, I have no confidence that the PlayStation 6 and whatever Xbox names their next console, if there is a next console, I have no confidence that they'll support physical media, which is really sad because not supporting physical media, it's not going to suck now. It's not going to suck in 5 years. It's going to suck 10, 20 years down the line when companies go out of business and you can't access some of these games anymore. One of my favorite games from when I was a kid was a DS game called Fossil Fighters, and it was kind of like a second attempt at like making a Pokemon series by Nintendo. It was one of my favorite games. I loved it. I've put so many hours into that game. I probably rival some people's like Dota or like League of Legends uh time for like playtime. And it's it's really cheesy and it's really meant for younger kids. It's not something that I would recommend most people play, but it's a prime example of that game is so old. The DS came out, I'm gonna feel really old right now, but it came out 2 fucking decades ago. It came out in 2004. The game was a 2006, 2007 launch or something. So the game's almost 2 decades old now. Well, do you think Nintendo supports the DSi shop if that game had made it to the DSi shop? Oh, they don't support the Wii shop. They don't support the 3DS or the Wii U eShop. So you lose access unless you mod and pirate your systems. You lose access to so many amazing games when you stop going physical. Okay, I don't care about physical. Oh, I'm only going to play my game once. Okay, that's fine. But getting rid of the option removes competition. Part of the reason why having Microsoft and PlayStation or Xbox and PlayStation, sorry, part of what makes it good having both of the companies competing against one another is that perfect example, holiday season's coming up. Sony's going to discount the cost of the PlayStation 5 discless or whatever they call it. Okay. Well, now Microsoft can go and see that and say, oh, hey, we're going to discount the discless Series X that just came out and we're going to cut $50 off, make it $400. They can compete to bring in new customers and make more money like that. But when you have no competition, they can really just charge whatever the fuck they want. And is going in this direction good for Microsoft with how poorly they've been performing for the last 15 years? Probably. I don't know that they're ever really going to recover from the issues that came with the Xbox One just because it left such a bad taste in people's mouth. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like this is the writing on the wall for what the future is to come. Um, there we're already seeing that like Sony's no like reducing the production of writable Blu-ray discs. And at that point, you know, would Blu-ray discs, not get made in 5, 10 years? Possibly. And then it becomes okay, no more physical games. What starts to happen? You lose access to your purchases. So and here's the thing, this is coming from someone who's bought a lot of digital games over the last 4 years since the pandemic. I used to never buy digital games. I think I had bought like a couple indie games on my 3DS. That's it. Like I didn't buy them because there was no reason to. I had a license, had a game store in my town. Um, if I really wanted something, I could buy it on Amazon or Target or Walmart or whatever, and it would be at my house in like 2 or 3 days. And then the pandemic hit. Like, okay, games are going from like a 2 day shipping to like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks sometimes because manufacturing was totally destroyed. And then if a disc was getting made with the game on it because of COVID restrictions, it was taking like a week just to get to the States, a week to go through the shipping process. And then it was behind all the other things that needed to get shipped. And it was like, okay, Nep, we don't even own the games on Steam. Yeah, and that's the frustrating part because I always thought that like Steam would be like the big guy to our savior that would just be like, "Hey, you own your games on Steam." Nope. Steam's already conforming to the new California law, and they're saying, "No, you don't own your game." So I don't know. I don't like I said, I don't think that this is a concern like in the immediate future, but I can see problems coming up in the future with this. Um, and like I said, this is coming from someone who I play games on Game Pass Ultimate. Right now I could boot up. God, what website is it? It's like xbox.com/play or something, and you get access on your computer to be able to stream whatever Game Pass Ultimate game you want. I could load up Black Ops 6 if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I want to play it on my Xbox or I want to play it on my PlayStation. And that's not even accounting for how horrible game streaming is. All right, it is still very early for my cup. Um, I've had a lot of wonderful experience streaming. I started playing through, and this is going back a couple years. Um, for those of you who might remember Google Stadia, I was actually a good uh, defender, I guess is a good way of putting Google Stadia. I loved the platform. It worked for me on the slowest of internet connections. And dude, it was some of the most fun I've ever had. And I'm so sad whenever I talk about it. I'm so sad that the service got discontinued. Dude, I now I'm sad. Google Stadia was, for those who don't know, was a game streaming service by Google that I think was around for just over 2 years. It was like 2 or 3 years. And it came on the cusp of the next generation of consoles. And the whole idea behind, hey, you can play this game and you can play it on your phone, you can play it on your computer. Sort of like most gaming streaming, but they had a really poor launch lineup. They didn't come out with new games frequently at all. They couldn't get games that like people wanted to play. They would when you would get games on Google, get like one game 6 years ago or something. So, um, I was sad when it was. Fun fact: I still have my controllers, and I still use them when I play do emulation. Some of my favorite controllers ever. Um, but it ultimately, no one was using it. Google decided, you know what, shut it down. That was a good indication, or that's actually a really good example for people who bought games digitally. You were very lucky that Google gave you your money back, but you lost access to all of those. I had a library of almost 50 games. And I lost access to all of them overnight. And it that was a prime like slap in the face for me on why I will never go majority digital game and why I have ultimately why I have such an issue with going to PC gaming right now because I don't get that option. I understand PC gaming. You guys will never have it ever again. But I care about physical media. Physical media is important for game preservation. I think I've posted it on Twitter a couple, but I have games going all the way back to the early 2000s. They'll play. We are right now on stream. We're playing through Super Mario or Mario Brothership. But after that, we're going to be diving into the original original PlayStation 2 version of Persona 4 because it's the best version of Persona 4 and I want to play it on stream. Excuse me. So, I don't know. This is opening a can of worms that like I could go on and talk about this for forever because it's something that I'm so passionate about and that I care so much about dearly. If my mouse would work, I I understand that really there's not a whole lot that we can do about this long term. It's going to happen, whatever. I'm a very vocal minority on this topic, and I get that, but it still sucks. Um, God, I hate this computer. I'm sorry for that. Okay. I hate ads. I hate ads. Why? Why? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Ultimately, the big thing that I want everyone to take away from that, if you don't have money and if you're interested in getting into this whole cloud gaming, might as well check it out. You can get Game Pass Ultimate if you're here in the States for like under $2 a month. Price that up to like two. You're spending about the price of a console, but you get access to your Microsoft games wherever. What PC gaming brings is free online, unlike Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft. Microsoft, here's the thing. Microsoft will give you free online if you're playing a game that is Fortnite. I think Sony does this now as well, or that they're supposed to at least. You've got a game like Fortnite or Rocket League or Overwatch. You can play. There we go. You can play the game for free and not be paying for online. But if you want to play like Call of Duty or another big online, I'm just realizing how little I play online games. I have to think about this. Um, another Nep. Do you have any ideas? I can't think of any online games right now. Um, PC gamers always go and use that statement like, "Oh, if you're on PC, you're not spending money on fucking paying for online." Can I just ask an honest question? Why PC gamers? That's such a big selling. Like, why do you think that like that's going to sway we're so first of all, many of us are so engrossed in paying for it, we just don't care. But second of all, yeah, you're paying for online service, but you're also getting additional benefits that you don't get on. And for a platform that prides itself on being the best way for gamers to play their games, you guys oftentimes have some of the buggy launches or most demanding launches for games. Um, forget who it was, but someone had told me that the launch it might have actually been UNEP, but the launch of the alpha for Monster Hunter Y was like so demanding, like most people's graphics cards could not even keep up to date with the game. Um, and I just looked at that and I was like, yeah, that sounds like PC gaming, all right. So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll be okay, but at the same time, it's like, I've seen the writing on the wall for many years that we're screwed because nobody really cares about keeping games. Like, look at it like this: You can go and subscribe to like Apple Music. You can go and subscribe to YouTube Music, Spotify. What's the other big one? Tidal. You can subscribe to these services and get access to every song you want for like 15 bucks a month, maybe. But if you want subscription services for games, you're paying like $16 for Ubisoft, paying almost $20 for Game Pass. You're paying $20+ for PlayStation Plus. You're paying whatever Nintendo's fucking charging with their online service or whatever it is. You're paying so much money with games streaming services. It's just like, eh. Plus, I'm at the point where I really don't care about subscription services. So, um, okay. Got the next topic up on the docket. As my voice cracks. Okay. This this is really cool. This is from Game Rant. Pizza Hut wants you to use your PS5 to warm up your pizza. Dude, guess what? My pizza's going fucking cold because my PS5 is not plugged in right now. So what is this? This is a little 3D printable uh warmer box. Pizza Hut has revealed the Pizza Warmer, a unique device using the heat from your PS5 to keep your pizza hot and fresh. While the company isn't selling the product, it has posted 3D printing files on its website. The warmer is not officially licensed. Sony is not an officially licensed Sony product and could potentially cause damage to the console. Big disclaimer: anytime you are using a non-Sony official faceplate, um, Pizza Hut thinks the PlayStation 5 can be more than a video game console. Gaming and pizza have always gone hand in hand, which I don't understand because pizza is greasy and I don't want to touch my controller if my hands are greasy. But now the Hut is bringing them closer than ever with the release of the Pizza Warmer, an attachment that attaches to that channels the heat from the PS5 to keep places warm. Oddly enough, this is the first time someone has thought of using Sony's flagship console as a unique, if expensive way to store a slice. Earlier in 2024, someone sold a PS5 dev kit as a pizza kit on eBay. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best use of a PlayStation 5, especially if you're trying to justify going and getting a PS5 Pro for fucking almost $1,000. From NEP, I think it comes down to the developers. Why or Yeez? I think that's nine. I always get fucked up with Roman numerals after 7. Yeez 9, I think, runs poorly outside of PC, for example, while Resident Evil 5 needed many years to be fixed on Steam. And I think that goes ultimately further into my statement that kind of just gaming is sucked for not a lot of people say right now that gaming sucked for the last like 5 or 6 years since this console generation launched. I'm gonna be ballsy and just say that it's sucked since the PS4 and the Xbox. We've moved to a mentality of just reusing the same IPs over and over and over, and then once a game is technically as late as a year old, oh, let's just remaster it. Horizon Forbidden West, Last of Us Part 1, Spider-Man for PS4. All of these games just get remade and remade and remade, and it's just like I don't give a flying fuck. And then when we do get a new exclusive IP, for example, because we're talking about the PS5 here, Stellar Blade. I want to play Stellar Blade. I am very excited for Stellar Blade. Fun fact: it is to date The only exclusive game that I'm looking at buying in the first year of its life, I think. Because every other game I bought either a year or a year and a half after its launch. Until Dawn Remastered, $70. Prime example of what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to buy Fun fact, and I don't have it right now because I'm recording the podcast in my closet, but um I bought the Horizon Forbidden West physical copy at GameStop for $10 the other day. Or not the other day, like a month ago. I bought the remaster upgrade for PS5 for $10. I spent $20 to get the remaster. I saved $30. Everyone who bought it digitally or want the digital copy have to spend $50. This is why I hate gaming. When you get good exclusive games, they're just remade year after year after year. And when you don't, they just come to PC after like a year, year and a half tops. So the thing that I've kind of realized is that if gaming stays physical, I can justify going to the next generation. But if it doesn't, at that point, I might as well just go to PC and have a modded version of like Linux to better fit the games that aren't compatible for one reason or another. I will not buy the PSX, just like I'm not buying the PS5 Pro, though I might buy a 3D printer because I really want this pizza warmer. It's actually really cool. The fact that you can 3D print um here they kind of have a video. Hopefully my OBS doesn't crash. Last time I tried to play a video, ah, stupid ad. Um Thank you Amazon for stocking me at home. It's a this is a really cool thing. I would caution people from me doing this only from the standpoint that I've damaged my PS5 taking on and off cover plates for cleaning. This sounds like something that if it doesn't break would damage your system. But it would be a good use for my PS5 for the 12 months of the out of the year when I don't use it. Um you can see here the CAD files. It looks really fucking bulky, but considering how big the PS5 already is, fuck it at that point. And you can see here, I don't see what people are talking about. People have said this is for those who don't know, this is the PS5 dev unit. This got leaked all the time in 2019 and 2020. People say, "Oh, that looks like a pizza warmer." It looks like how the fuck does this look like a pizza warmer? I seriously don't fucking see it. It just has a small rounded cutout. It I don't know. Uh as odd as it seems, the pizza warmer is the latest on an ongoing tradition of fast food companies capitalizing on the game industry. In 2020, KFC released its own console, complete with built-in chicken warmer. I'm gonna disagree with Game Rant. I don't know that they ever released that because I never like it was like talked about for like a week and then like I never saw anyone unboxing it. It could have had a soft launch and just only a couple went out, but I never saw it personally. The HUD itself has also undertaken plenty of official video game tie-ins too, though these have typically been in-game items or limited edition pizza boxes, not console accessories. Little Caesars also does this same like movie game tie-in stuff. They're doing one right now for Black Ops 6 for like in-game COD points or something. For anyone who's dreamed of bringing the food and games closer together, though, today is a good day to own a 3D printer. Yeah, the one time that I wish I owned a 3D printer. Um, yeah, it's been a long time. Yep. I just love it when this computer freezes on me. Sorry. Um, this is one of those instances where I would love to have a production staff, and I would just love to have somebody that could like remotely run all of this for me and just never have to worry about um any lag whatsoever. Ah, next topic. I love this. Um, but yeah, no, I before we move on, I ultimately the only thing that I can really say is that thank you, Pizza Hut, for giving me a use for my PlayStation 5. Didn't you also give me a use for, painful as this is for me to say it, my Switch? Have not used my Switch in 6 months up until yesterday when I played Mario and Luigi, and I'm just like, that would be why my controller's dead. I have not used it since June. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. I quickly realizing just how tired I am. Holy shit. Okay. Next topic on the dock. We get to talk about my favorite streaming service, Fuckfest. Netflix outage reported by users during Tyson and Jake Paul fight. For those who don't know, yesterday we had the big Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Spoilers: Jake Paul won. I don't think anyone was really surprised because he was fighting a man that was like twice his age. For anyone who doesn't know, Jake Paul is 27 and Mike Tyson, one of the best boxers in all history. Um, he's 56, 57 or something, I think. Um, they've been talking and hyping up this match for like a year now. And we've been hoping that Mike Tyson would win. Unfortunately, he did not. I'm sad. I'm shedding a tear. But basically, Netflix has been hyping this up for the last year and a half or so. They've delayed it a bunch of times. They've reported issues, like getting them in the same area, whatever. And finally, day comes yesterday, and it's nothing but problems. Thousands of members reported issues accessing the service on streaming devices Friday during the highly anticipated boxing match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. This fight, if I remember correctly, was supposed to originally happen at 10:30. It didn't start until almost 11 CDT time for anyone who's wondering. Europe, you're probably looking at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 o'clock in the morning today for you. Um, errors, error reports for Netflix began to spike around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, on Down Detector. Down Detector is a wonderful service. If you're ever having issues with a website and want to know if it's you or the service, I highly recommend using them. An internet monitoring service. There were more than 14,500 error reports for Netflix as of 5:50 or 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time, according to Down Detector. The majority of consumers indicated that the apps were experiencing video streaming problems. Some users cited a server connection or login issue. Netflix has not immediately responded to our request for comment. Um, thank you. Thank you. Netflix deserves all of the problems in the world because I hate them. They're one of the absolute worst companies ever. they charge you over I think it's like $22 a month now if you just want to watch in 4K. And it's part of the reason why I think 4K just has not taken on like consistently here in the States. And I would say it's probably a good chunk of the reason why 1080p is still probably the best resolution. Um, it's one of those things where it's just like Netflix used to be like the best service ever because you could just it was like the music industry. You could go and you could watch Seinfeld, Netflix, watch Disney on Netflix. You could watch HBO on Netflix. And now it's like they've lost everything and they make nothing enjoyable. It's like, oh yay, season 4 of Stranger Things. Yay. Okay. When's season 5 coming? Oh, 4 years from now? Okay, I'll keep shoveling money even though I'm not going to use it for anything. So, I don't know. I I'm happy, but also sad. I'm much more of a and this is part of the reason why I've moved away from streaming services. I would rather just watch somebody play a game or talk about a documentary, talk about something in like a documentary on YouTube for free, or maybe if I have to pay for like their membership or something, I would much rather just do that than shovel $10+ into a platform that I don't want to say YouTube cares about its content creators because they don't. If they did, they would be doing things to protect us, and they're not. But at least here, I'm getting some good content that I know long term will be up and I'll enjoy. Yeah, fuck you, Netflix, or as I like to call you, fuckfest. Oh, God. Where's my mouse? This is the first time I've had access to dual monitors for a while. Normally, I have like my PC with like everything for stream, and then I have like a TV for like what I'm playing my game on. I actually have like two monitors now, and I'm losing my mouse so much right now because I cannot see it. Uh, cool, cool. Okay, this is like the first time I've talked this much straight for my life for about an hour now. Okay, Amazon launches Timu and Shine arrival with quote unquote crazy low prices. This is coming in from the BBC, the very website that I thought was an acronym for something else when I first learned about it in high school. um, Amazon has launched a new outlet called Haul, which caps the price of products on sale at $20, about £15 in what is that pence? That the cents denomination for the pound? I think. Um, in an effort to take on low cost retailers, Timu and Shein, the online shopping giant unveiled Haul as a mobile only experience available in its shopping app for US customers on Wednesday. It says shoppers can expect crazy low prices on Haul products that are worth the wait for up to 2 weeks for delivery. The company, excuse me, Amazon's Chinese e-commerce rivals have enjoyed rapid growth in recent years, but have also faced criticism over the environmental impact of making and shipping ever more cheap products. Temu and Shein have faced backlash, both for taking advantage of import loopholes and for being wasteful and environmentally irresponsible. From oh my god, Forrester retail analyst. God, I hate people's names. These are so hard to say. Sat Such Sucharita Odal told BBC News. The effort seems to have the same challenges, he said, of Amazon Hall. Hall marks the platform's long-awaited foray into the sale cheaper growth goods with lengthier shipping time, a business model which has spurred the rise of Temu and Shein. But regulators around the world are showing growing wariness about the rise of platforms selling mass produced goods for a very low cost price. The European Commissioner has also uh, launched action against Temu in October over concerns that it is failing to stop the sale of illegal products. I have to say, as an Amazon employee, as someone who works for Amazon, this is going to fail after about a year and a half, maybe. I don't foresee this coming in clutch, only from the standpoint that here, I think it might be better just to show people, because while the idea of having Amazon getting into the cheap goods service is cool, at the same time, um, this is the big issue. So Amazon Hall is only a mobile experience, aka you must scan the QR code on your phone to get access to Amazon Hall. You cannot visit it on a website for whatever reason. And when you do go to Amazon Hall and you check out some of the things that they're selling, they are some of the cheapest looking things I have ever seen. And I buy from Temu from time to time. It's like one of those things where it's like, okay, can you get a t-shirt for like $5? Yes. But at the same time, I would rather buy something that I know is not going to rip on me in 2 weeks and just spend a couple extra bucks. Like I would love to hear from someone who actually knew what would Amazon. Nothing about this is sparking any more convenient, because if you're buying from Temu, you're likely not going to have the Amazon app on your phone, so it's going to be another app that you're going to have downloaded. Oh wow, coding issue. Ha! I love this. Um, it's going to be another app that you're going to have on your phone. You're going to have to shop between apps, and ultimately, what you might be saving a couple bucks. You're still going to have to deal with like the lengthier shipping times. The article um pointed out that the studio mode. Hold on. Mm, okay. I think they said something about 2 week delivery time or something. Uh, uh, yeah. Up to 2 weeks for delivery. So when it says up to 2 weeks for delivery, it does leave it open to the possibility that people could get their things quicker. I mean, Amazon is one of the largest shippers in the entire country. There's definitely some leeway that, hey, once it gets through customs, possibly, if you live in the States, you could be looking at maybe like a week. But at the same time, Amazon is not just this also to Europeans, where, to my knowledge, Amazon has a lot more regulations. They can't do as much as they want to. I don't know. Don't didn't you struggle with your from Nep? Didn't you struggle with your capture cards? Where did you buy them back then? I bought them off of Amazon. Oh, and that's also another good point. Um, because uh, here's the thing. There's all right now. Amazon Haul is a completely separate website. You cannot access it at all on like Amazon.com on like your computer. Amazon Haul is a completely different website. But if you go to Amazon already, you already have these cheap Chinese goods that are already extremely discounted with AI bots that are giving fake reviews. So it's just like I feel like this is just going to be more Amazon already struggling with everything that they already have. And thank you, Nep, for bringing this up because you totally made me forget about this. When I used to start streaming, and I was poor and didn't have a lot of money to afford nice capture cards. I still don't because I still use a really old one, but um I used to buy cheap Chinese knockoff capture cards because it's what I could afford. You know, I could only put 20, 30 bucks out for a capture card. And look where it's gotten me. I've had 3 capture cards. I've had 3 capture cards now and 2 of them have broken on me. One of them um I know what happened with, and it's kind of funny because for anyone who doesn't stream, capture cards are very expensive for a reason, and it's because um, there's a lot of computer technology that has to go into them to make sure that not only do they work, but they work long term. My very first capture card, part of the reason why I had such issues with it, and I didn't realize it until I opened it up, just out of curiosity. Part of the reason why I had such issues with that capture card is because it was getting capture cards. They're like mini computers almost, so they generate heat. They generate a lot of heat, and if you don't have a cooling mechanism in place as you're using the capture card for longer and longer, you start to desolder connections on the capture card. um, I was desoldering my capture card every time I was using it because it was getting so hot. It was melting the solder. Um, which is a wonderful conversation starter in and of itself. But it's a prime example of like when you go cheap for some of your stuff, you you get what you pay for essentially. And I can kind of understand why the European Commissioner is kind of giving shit about this because although you make your whole thing about low prices here. Here we go. As you can see, they're making it about low prices. They're priced at $20. Most are costing less than 10. Um, you're going after a price to give a higher quantity being sold, but your quality is going to go down. Prime example, whenever you're a content creator, you're always told go for quality over quantity because if you're just putting out a bunch of shit videos or a bunch of shit streams, gonna relate on this one. People aren't gonna like your product. You're gonna have the same thing here. You're gonna have people buying your stuff, using it, and then realizing that your products are shit and they're horrible to use. Free delivery will be available for orders of $25 or over with 1 to 2 week delivery. Quote, finding great products at very low prices is important to customers, and we continue to explore ways that we can work with our selling partners so that they can offer products at ultra low prices. Said Double Take, their last name is literally Meta. Amazon's vice president of worldwide selling partner services. gonna attack that statement in and of itself because, if you're wanting to target low prices, then the products that you sell that are like Amazon brand should be lower because Amazon has also been guilty of this. And kind of this is such a good topic to talk about because I work inside an Amazon warehouse. I know what it's like to work in it. Amazon has raised the prices of their own products. Uh, Companies that sell on Amazon have raised the prices of their own products. So, like at the building that I work at, we've seen a reduction of almost um 3% of, yeah, probably 3%. 3% of um our yearly volume to go through my building. We've seen a reduction of 3% on average, but we have days sometimes when we don't get carried by major holidays where on a daily basis we're having a reduction of 30 to 60% for like a month. So, um if you want lower prices and also make more money because you're not doing well, you should be talking to your partners about lowering the cost of some of this shit. Um the company says that the quote unquote beta haul shopping experience will see all products sold backed by its product guarantee and provide confidence about their safety. Mr. Meta said it was still early days for the new shopping vertical and company feedback would be listened or customer feedback, sorry, would be listened to in order to refine and expand in the weeks and months to come. Biggest thing that I can say, let it be something you can do on the website. Just let it be something you can do on the website. And probably back that product guarantee and confidence, make that permanent because um if you don't have that, if you don't have that, I don't see people being super confident in buying shit from Amazon. The BBC has asked Amazon if and when the service will launch in the UK. So it's just live in the States right now. The product was not without risk for Amazon. She told the BBC there was evidence consumers were growing tired of poor quality goods and slow shipping. Good. Good, good, good. I'm not saying that you should be buying stuff and getting it the same day, but there's a time and a place for slow shipping and there's a time and a place for fast shipping. She said that if the products were underwhelming for shoppers and unprofitable for Amazon, I don't expect Haul to be long for the world. Yeah, and that's exactly how I see it. I see this being something that they do solely for like a year or two, and then they realize, oh no, this isn't going to work. Let's just get rid of it. And I'm not saying that's what they should do, but at the same time, maybe just integrate some of those cheaper goods on the Amazon website as a whole and just back everything. Like, hey, you can buy a pack of 3 white t-shirts for $10 from this person in China. And if they're in poor quality when you get them, hey, just let us know and we'll send you a new one. And then you're waiting 4 weeks for fucking t-shirts that you could have just gone to the store and bought. um, so I I don't know. I've got no confidence with the service. And as someone who works with Amazon, I can also say that it'll be interesting. Like one of the things that makes Amazon good when it comes to like the selling of goods is that because there's so many warehouses that are stocked with like the products that we sell, if something gets damaged in shipping, which trust me happens more times than you would think, we go if our building is 50,000 packages for a 4-hour sort, you're probably looking at least 2 to 3,000 of those being damaged and needing to be evaluated to some degree. Um, if let's say you bought an or no, I'll say something more ubiquitous. Let's say you bought a PS5 controller, okay, and you live in New York, and your product is coming from, I don't know, Ohio, okay. That's a pretty short drive. It would probably be to your local Amazon within a couple hours, whatever. Let's say your box got damaged and your controller's destroyed or something. Worst case scenario, totally destroyed. Amazon can have a new controller within a couple hours and rush shipping on it and still get you your controller within maybe a delay for 1 day versus something like, I don't know, we'll use the ubiquitous t-shirts because it's the only thing that I can think of buying on Temu. Let's say you bought a pack of t-shirts from Amazon Haul and you buy it at the beginning of December, and they're like, "Oh, good news! Your pack of white T-shirts will be in in the country within a week, and you'll have them by like the 15th or whatever for Christmas." Let's say they make it through imports, they make it to an Ohio distribution center or whatever, and hey, as it's going through the machines, it gets damaged. What happens now? Well, now they have to go and ship an entirely new package of t-shirts from China because none of these products are originating in the US. They're all in China until they ship. They have to ship it all over again. So now there's an additional cost for Amazon that they're not accounting for. And there's an additional wait time. And then by the time, you were originally supposed to get it, guess what? You're not getting it. You're not getting it in time for the holidays because you add on another week and now it's like, okay, crunch time, got to get this out to Amazon or out to the customer. The only benefit from this is that it's not going through like the postal service here in the States. It's going to go directly through Amazon shipment, which good, but also bad because Amazon shipment's not always the best. So I don't know. I'm not convinced in using it for something that like I might need for like a prop for a video. It might be interesting. Like, hey, I get an Amazon discount anyways. Let's just buy the pair of shoes or something that I need for like a promotional video or whatever. But um I don't know. I don't see it super enticing. I would rather just go to Temu. The only thing that actually I might feel more comfortable about with like Amazon Haul over Temu is that I would not fear my data being stolen from a Chinese company. Like I know Amazon's taking my data already, whatever, but I know what they're using my data for. I don't know what a Chinese company is using my whatever they're wanting. I don't know what they're using it for. So, I don't know. Oh my. That is the last topic for today. Um we are going to be restructuring, hoping hoping so that it will be a little bit better for next week. I do apologize again that this was late. I know it doesn't look good with my first episode of my podcast being almost an hour late, but I do promise it was for good reasons. I didn't have a lot of like the background moving that was causing issues. I had some other issues prevalent with just OBS not wanting to work. So I do apologize, but starting next week, we will be doing better to make sure that this is happening live at 9 a.m. CDT time, uh, about an hour earlier. I'm hoping to have a promotion set up in place or a sponsorship set up in place to help fund the show. But regardless, if even if I'm not, I'll still host the show every week. If you guys ever have topics that you want me to cover that are happening throughout the week, please hit me up over on my Discord. Hit me up in the I'll have a channel set up probably for topics topic suggestions. I would love to hear what you guys would love me to talk about. We'll be talking about all gaming tech related news, even talking about some anime stuff, I think. With the conclusion to the fall anime season for 2024 coming up in the next couple, I'll probably talk as we get closer the animes that I've been watching, where I thought they went and how well they did, and probably where I'll talk about like stuff I'll be watching in the winter next year. Um, so yeah, you guys will start seeing some of this clipped down into specific talking points, and for anyone who wants to like watch specific um segments of the show, you guys will be able just to watch like, hey, I just want to see Cyber talk about the Amazon haul section. You guys will be able to see that probably within the next day or two. I'll have clips going up. I'll have bookmarks in place probably later today. And audio version will be up on iTunes. I'm aiming for tomorrow. It might not go up until um Monday, worst case scenario. So yeah. Thank you guys for everyone who watched. I greatly appreciate it. Uh it is time for us guys, as always, for watching and listening. My name is Cyber and I want to welcome you or thank you guys for checking out Console Confessions. We'll be live again with the next Saturday. Regular streams will Thursday evening with our playthrough of Mario and Luigi Brothership. Just now and goodbye. Bye bye.